Hello Weekend Crafter! Welcome back to the Craft Time Studio. This is Ange, your Weekend Crafter, and for this weekend, we will be making Christmas earrings. Except I didn't want to make one using a Christmas shape. These earrings will be great to wear for Christmas parties, which I'm sure a lot of us will be attending this year. Before beginning with any project, I always make sure that I clean my glass mat. I just spritz it with some alcohol and wipe it down. Now it's time to bring out our colors. I'm going with some cherry red, fuchsia, a lighter pink, and some even lighter pink. That means we're doing a gradient. I'm using this mermaid tail shape because I thought that I could make them into petals. I also used this long oblong shape with a tapered end and some mica powder, a brush, and a detail needle. I'm also bringing out a gold color to be the center of the flower. Let's start by flattening out the lightest shade of pink into the number 4 setting. Then, I punch the oval shape onto it with the tapered end at the bottom. I then scored the center using a detail needle. I also scored the bottom part. I'm moving on to my next color for the petals. I roll it out into the number 7 setting because I will be making layered earrings. I don't want it to be heavy on the ears, so I'm rolling out all the petals into the same number 7 setting. Now let's bring out the cutter. As you can see, the cutter has a bit of a depth to it. This is because it has indents on the inside. However, because my slab is rolled out thinly, the indents will not show. I have a hack that I use in these situations. First, I roll out a slab into the number 3 setting. Next, I get some soft plastic. In this case, I use a sandwich bag and I cut out a small square. I will then place this small square on the thicker slab. I then get some mica and brush this on the inside of the cutter. Working with cutters with indents can be tricky because the clay wants to stick to those grooves. Brushing on some mica on these indents will help loosen the clay and also add some shine to the grooves. Once the cutter is prepped, place the thinner slab onto the thicker slab, sandwiching the plastic in between. Now, press the cutter evenly onto the clay. When you remove the cutter, you can just pull out the thinner slab away and it will reveal the shape with the indents. I don't want the mica to cover the entire shape, so I lift some up with my Scotch tape. Once I am happy, I then remove the shape with my blade so as not to deform it. Then, once transferred to the glass mat, I cut the shape in half. Next, I get some liquid Sculpey to help the petals stick onto the oblong. Once I spread the liquid Sculpey, I stick the petals on each side of the oblong shape. Let's repeat the steps of making the petals, this time using the next color. This now gets layered onto the first set of petals. Now I'm moving on to the final color. Once the final petals are in place, let's move on to the gold accent. After conditioning my gold clay, I roll out a small ball and press it down. To add texture, I use a medium grit sandpaper and then cut this in half. Then I place this on the top part of the flower. Then, as you can see, there's still some excess of the oblong shape, and I cut it out with a detail needle. Finally, I get my micro circular cutter to place holes on the top where my earring findings will go. Then this piece gets baked, and if it's baked properly, even if the layers are thin, it shouldn't break. And that is it for my Christmas party earrings. If you haven't yet, I hope that you consider liking and subscribing to the Craft Time Studio for your weekend dose of crafts. Have a crafty weekend. Bye!